It was disastrous. We did, however, despise one another despite our frequent arguments, fighting, and everything else that only served to benefit us. Get ready to be surprised. Once a brilliant television and movie star, Cybill Shepherd has essentially disappeared from the public eye. However, this is not merely a tale of diminishing celebrity. Her disappearance is the result of a tragic combination of personal struggles and professional obstacles. What actually became of the woman who used to captivate us with her irresistible charm? The depressing reality is far more nuanced than you may imagine. The first is related to the waning career of Cybill Shepherd. The CBS sitcom Cybill gave actress Cybill Shepherd newfound popularity on television in the late 1990s. Shepherd's life as a struggling middle-aged Hollywood actress juggling relationships, family, and a job served as a loose basis for the 1995 debut of the show. Cybill struck a chord with both reviewers and viewers with its witty comedy and topical criticism on gender relations and the entertainment industry. Shepherd won the 1996 Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Television Series, Musical, or Comedy for her performance in the lead role, which was very well received. After only 4 seasons, Cybill was abruptly discontinued in 1998, despite the show's popularity and high ratings. Given its awards acclaim and steady viewership, many people found the decision to be perplexing. Shepherd eventually disclosed an unsettling backdrop that would cloud her experience on the show, even though CBS did not offer a thorough reason for the abrupt termination. In subsequent interviews, particularly during the Talmedo movement, Shepherd claimed that the termination of her program was a direct result of her turning down unwanted approaches from then CBS chairman Les Moonves, rather than a result of ratings or creative direction. Shepherd claims that during the run of the program, she received an invitation to a supper with Moonves. She asserted that Moonves made sexual advances during this encounter, which she turned down. She claimed that after that night, there was a significant shift in the oversight and tone surrounding Cybill. Shepherd detailed a trend of CBS executives interfering more and more. She claimed that the network started imposing strong limitations on the show's content, namely preventing the writers and producers from addressing issues that were specific to women. She mentioned the difficulty of the show to address menstruation, a topic she believed was significant and pertinent to the lives of the characters and viewers, as one particular example. Shepherd claims that this degree of micromanagement did not exist before the purported event involving Moonves ago. The actress felt that she was being sidelined and silenced by this interference, which she saw as a kind of punishment. She believed that the show's cancellation was a kind of revenge planned by a strong man whose authority she had questioned, rather than just a network decision based on metrics or future planning. She argued that the cancellation was the result of a deliberate attempt to weaken the show's feminist voice and her influence. Health problems are the second cause. Cybill Shepherd has mostly withdrawn from the public eye in recent years, making sporadic appearances at events and in the media. Her supporters have taken notice of her diminished visibility, and many have voiced concerns about her health and welfare. Shepherd was formerly well known for her powerful roles in shows like Moonlighting, The Last Picture Show, and the sitcom Cybill, but her subsequent appearances have presented a different, more depressing image. When Cybill Shepherd was spotted grocery shopping in Los Angeles in December 2024, the photos swiftly went viral on the internet and in tabloid publications. The 74-year-old actress walked slowly and relied on an assistant for support, giving the impression that she was quite weak. Her physical attributes, such as her thinner form, obvious symptoms of weariness, and dependence on assistance, were a sharp contrast to the lively person admirers had recalled. Longtime admirers expressed their concern after Shepherd appeared somber and struggled with basic movements while wearing casual attire and minimal makeup. On social media and fan forums, the photos sparked a flurry of conjecture, with many people wondering if she had been secretly battling sickness or coping with the cumulative effects of aging and previous stress. Many were concerned that her current state might be a reflection of both physical and emotional hardships because of her previous candor about personal and professional struggles, such as her struggles with depression, her fight for autonomy in a male-dominated industry, Sound. The emotional toll of past relationships. Shufford and her attorneys have yet to issue an official given her right to privacy. The lack of transparency is understandable, yet it has increased public empathy and worry. Why? It is important to remember that when people age, especially those who are in the spotlight, changes in their abilities and looks are frequently exaggerated, closely examined, and occasionally misunderstood. Nevertheless, the sighting in December 2024 was a sad reminder of time and the human frailty that even the most legendary personalities cannot escape for an actress who has lived much of her life beneath the bright lights of Hollywood. To the fans, it was not merely a moment captured by paparazzi. It was a window into the private life of a well-liked actress who for decades embodied sensitivity, snark, and courage on screen. Cybill Shepherd has never been afraid to take on challenging topics. She has challenged the abuses she experienced in Hollywood, spoken out on feminist issues, and promoted LGBTQ+ rights throughout her career. As such, many supporters continued to retain hope that should she choose to, she may one day talk publicly about her present chapter, whether to reassure fans, promote awareness, or simply to share the knowledge of aging with grace and dignity. Well, until then, the December 2024 photos remain a somber reminder of a person who, for so long, represented beauty, fortitude, and defiance in the face of hardship. Furthermore, even though the public may be desperate for answers, what matters most is that Shepherd receives the privacy, respect, and support she needs as she manages her health in latter years. The third is the result of Cybill Shepherd's own decision. Cybill Shepherd's career path has been influenced by deeply personal decisions that reflect her changing goals and values, in addition to the health issues and difficulties she has encountered in the entertainment industry. Shepherd, who has been in the spotlight for more than 50 years, has seen the highs and lows of celebrity and frequently has to strike a tight balance between her own need for honesty and personal fulfillment and Hollywood's demands. Shepherd has been open about the negative effects of the entertainment industry on women over the years, particularly as they get older. She has freely discussed the demands made on actors to adhere to strict ideals of ambition, behavior, and attractiveness in interviews. During the height of her career in the 1970s and 1980s, when youth and beauty were frequently prized more highly than skill or substance, she has thought back on how those pressures increased. Shepherd's decision to pursue jobs that were important and authentic to her voice, even if it meant declining more commercially successful options, put her at war with the industry's superficial norms as she grew older. Despite lowering her level of public recognition, these decisions gave Shepherd more autonomy over her career. She started to be more picky about the projects she took on, favoring independent productions and character-driven storylines over popular parts that provided little room for creativity. In this way, she made a conscious attempt to match her job with her changing worldview, rather than just retreating from Hollywood due to circumstance. Shepherd has also talked about how her life has changed as a result of personal changes. And she has admitted to her emotional and spiritual travels, as well as her continuous quest for purpose outside of celebrity. She has expressed a wish to live a more grounded, tranquil life that prioritizes family, personal well-being, and introspection over continual public exposure in a number of public appearances and memoir reflections. Many of her admirers share these feelings, especially women who have applauded her bravery in aging on her own terms in a field that frequently marginalizes older performers. In addition, there have been significant changes in the entertainment industry itself. How celebrities interact with the public and tell stories has changed as a result of the emergence of streaming services, the growing focus on diversity and inclusion, and the changing definitions of celebrity. These shifts might have affected Shepherd's decision to leave the spotlight, as her most famous performances were developed in a totally different Hollywood. Instead of adjusting to a field that no longer mirrored her values, she seemed to have chosen a more subdued life, free from red carpets and flashy cameras. Shepherd's history is solidly established, spanning from her early breakthrough in The Last Picture Show to her explosive role in Moonlighting, and, subsequently, her feminist-driven performance in Cybill. She has continuously advocated for authenticity in storytelling, fought against double standards, and spoken out against sexism using her position. She continues to be a representation of fortitude, tenacity, and independence despite her relative absence. According to reports, Cybill Shepherd has not completely vanished from the public eye, despite a number of personal and professional difficulties in recent years, such as health issues and a conscious retreat from the demanding demands of public life. She has occasionally made public appearances that serve as a reminder of her continued significance and presence in the entertainment industry. Shepherd's attendance at a Hollywood event that garnered a lot of media attention in February 2025 was one such noteworthy occasion. Fans who had become alarmed after images of Shepherd looking weak while grocery shopping appeared in late 2024 were relieved to see him again. However, the 74-year-old actress appeared rejuvenated at the February event. She was finely dressed when she arrived, sporting a fitted black outfit with delicate jewelry and makeup that accentuated her best features. Despite the obvious indications of aging that come with being this age, Shepherd maintained the poise, grace, and self-assured charisma that had long characterized her public persona. She was photographed grinning broadly, interacting with guests, and seeming genuinely interested in the events of the evening. She was particularly passionate while speaking with coworkers and younger performers, according to observers. This could be a reflection of her ongoing enthusiasm in the business and her role as a trailblazer who opened the door for more nuanced, strong female characters on screen. In addition to giving fans peace of mind about her health, her attendance at the event confirmed her long-standing ties to Hollywood's artistic community. Shepherd may not be as regularly seen on TV or movies as she once was, but her presence sent a strong, yet subdued statement. She has decided to distance herself from the fast-paced world of entertainment, but she hasn't completely distanced herself from the artistic and cultural environments she helped create. Another significant component of Shepherd's present public persona was highlighted by her infrequent appearance, her command over the story of her legacy. She showed that her withdrawal from the spotlight is a redefinition rather than a disappearance by making an appearance on her own terms in an environment that probably matched her ideals and comfort level. Shepherd seems to be selectively engaging in public life rather than striving for continuous visibility, picking times that align with her current priorities and present chances for deep connection. Both industry experts and fans recognized the importance of her appearance in February 2025. The majority of online conversations were favorable, with many people praising her grace, fortitude, and graceful aging. Longtime fans found it both nostalgic and encouraging to see her again in a fashionable environment, even if only momentarily. They were reminded of the woman who used to command screens with effortless assurance and who, even at slower times, embodies strength and genuineness. Let's now discuss Cybill Shepherd's private life. Like her work, Cybill Shepherd's dating life has been characterized by high-profile partnerships, personal transformations, and intensely emotional turning moments. Her love life has mirrored her own changing sense of self and need for deep connection, as well as the difficulties of public scrutiny from her early days in Hollywood to her more recent chapters. Her most famous early romance started in 1971 while she was filming The Last Picture Show, her breakthrough movie. Shepherd started dating director Peter Bogdanovich, who was then married to production designer Polly Platt, when she was barely 21 years old. Because Bogdanovich's subsequent divorce with Platt was extremely painful for all parties involved, the affair caused controversy on both a personal and professional level. Shepherd and Bogdanovich's romance lasted for 8 years in spite of the scandal. The two had a love and creative relationship at the time, which impacted a number of Bogdanovich's films, notably Daisy Miller and At Long Last Love, which both starred Shepherd. But as time went on, fissures appeared. By 1978, Shepherd was at a turning point in her life. In her memoirs, she described a time when she was really vulnerable and called her mother while crying because she was so unhappy with her life and profession. Cybill, come home, her mother's straightforward but kind words inspired her to go back to Memphis, Tennessee, her birthplace. She established a new chapter in her life and career there and reconnected with her roots. Shepherd met David M. Ford, a local auto parts merchant and nightclub performer, while she was back home. They fell in love fast, and they were married when Shepard found out she was expecting. Emily was expecting. Their daughter, Clementine Ford, was born in 1979 and would later pursue a career in acting. The marriage was brief, but it gave Shepard a taste of domestic stability. After the couple's 1982 divorce, Shepard returned to acting with a fresh sense of purpose. Shepard co-starred with Bruce Willis in the popular television series, moonlighting around the middle of the 1980s. Life reflected dramatic narrative once more during the fourth season of the show. Shepard became pregnant through her relationship with Bruce Oppenheim, a chiropractor. In 1987, the couple were married and had twins, Zachariah and Ariel, but the demands of a rigorous television production, pregnancy, and celebrity took their toll. In 1990, the marriage ended, ushering in yet another emotionally charged period of her life. Her affair with novelist Larry McMurray, who is well known for his works Lonesome Dove and Terms of Endearment, was arguably the most emotionally impactful of her relationships. As evidence of how deeply they were connected, Shepard once called McMurray the love of her life. Interviews and thoughts from her memoirs show that even though their relationship ended, the emotional impact it had on her life has persisted. When Shepard got engaged to psychologist Andrei Nikolaevich in 2012, she made headlines once more. Public attention and excitement greeted the partnership at first, but by 2015 it had quietly terminated. The connection indicated Shepard's continued openness to love and friendship even later in life, even though it did not lead to marriage. Throughout her varied career, Cybill Shepard has gained recognition for her unwavering dedication to activism and social justice, in addition to her acting prowess and captivating on-screen persona. Shepard had established herself as a fierce and courageous activist long before it was popular for celebrities to support political causes, especially those related to civil rights, reproductive freedom, and LGBTQ+ rights. The struggle for LGBT rights was one of the first issues Shepard openly supported. Having grown up in the conservative South, her outspoken support was audacious and important. She has frequently talked about how she became aware of the injustices LGBTQ+ people experienced because of her personal relationships with friends, coworkers, and family. This developed into a lasting resolve to fight for equality and justice throughout time. In 2009, the Human Rights Campaign HRC in Atlanta recognized her, bringing her efforts to a national level. In recognition of her decades-long support for the LGBTQ+ community, her vocal position on same-sex marriage, and her readiness to utilize her platform to combat discrimination and advance inclusivity, the group gave her one of 2 National Ally for Equality awards. During a period when such opinions were still very controversial in mainstream America, Shepard advocated for marital equality. She repeatedly stated her conviction that love should never be regulated by law and that everyone, regardless of sexual orientation, deserves the same rights, protections, and dignity. She was unfazed by criticism or political danger. She engaged in public service announcements, spoke at pride events, and leveraged her fame to elevate the voices of activists and underrepresented groups. She is a well-liked figure among LGBTQ+ campaigners and an inspiration to upcoming generations of supporters because of her sincere and enduring allyship. Shepard has been a strong advocate for reproductive rights in addition to her work on LGBTQ+ issues. For many years, she has been an advocate for women's rights to make their own healthcare decisions and to push for bodily autonomy. In order to protect access to safe, legal abortion services, she has participated in protests and campaigns, given public statements, and raised money for Planned Parenthood. Shepard has maintained her courage and consistency in her position, despite criticism and career repercussions in a field where talking about such subjects may be divisive. Her strong ties to Memphis, Tennessee, her hometown, are also evident in her activities. Her involvement in the founding of the National Civil Rights Museum, located in the former Lorraine Motel, the location of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., was one of the most important and iconic events of her public life. The murder of Martin Luther King Jr., Recognizing the museum's significance as a national monument for civil rights education and remembering, Shepard not only attended its launch, but also made financial contributions to its development. Adai. Her backing of the museum demonstrates her appreciation for the protracted and continuous fight for racial equality in America, as well as her deeper comprehension of historical justice. Cybill Shepard's involvement has never seemed like a PR stunt or side hobby. It has consistently been a part of both her private and public lives. She has never shied away from speaking her mind, confronting injustice, and standing with long marginalized communities, whether on or off screen. Her influence as an activist, driven by empathy, personal conviction, and an unwavering sense of justice, is just as significant as her reputation as an actress. She has influenced cultural change through her advocacy, demonstrating that true star power comes from having the guts to care and the determination to take action. What are your thoughts about the causes of Cybill Shepard's disappearance? Please share your thoughts in the space provided below. We hope this video has been useful to you. If you enjoy it, remember to subscribe to the channel, share it, and give a like. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope to see you in the upcoming videos. Farewell. Farewell.